Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Mandy, and today I want to share something with you that's been on my mind a lot recently. It's about the 3 biggest lessons that honestly took me over 40 years to learn. I've had a lot of aha moments in life, but once these finally cemented, they really hit home and completely changed the way I approach life, the way I approach money, relationships, and most importantly, my own well-being. Lesson number 1, money is a tool and nothing more. Growing up in humble beginnings, money was always at the forefront of all of our decision making because we never had it. So we always had to be very careful and trying to stretch every single dollar as far as we possibly could. So I grew up thinking that the ultimate goal in life was to make as much money as possible. So you don't have to have those worries. You don't have to have those stresses in your life. Almost like the more money you had, the better your life would be. And that financial security equated to that ultimate supreme contentment. In reality, we're kind of told that by society, by influencers, by advertisements. Everybody thinks that the more you spend, or this specific service that you buy, or these clothes that you purchase, or this amount of money in the bank buys everything for you, and you really have no worries once you hit that certain point. Let me tell you that I learned the hard way that money is really just a tool, nothing more and nothing less. It's like a hammer. If you don't know what you're building, then the hammer doesn't really do you much good, does it? You have to know what you're nailing together, how many nails you're going to need, and how much force and what kind of hammer you need in order to get to your ultimate end goal. More money doesn't equal happiness, doesn't equal peace, doesn't equal purpose. It just gives you more options. And if you're not careful and you don't pay attention, it actually can end up adding more stress and more anxiety rather than helping you and creating more contentment. Here's the thing. I used to chase money. I used to work really, really hard. And there's nothing wrong with working hard, and there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. But there is something wrong with the mentality that working that hard, achieving that monetary goal, and having those nice things will fix everything else that's wrong with your life. Because it doesn't. And I only understood that once I started using money more intentionally, more as a tool to buy back time for things that I really wanted to pursue, things that really brought me joy and value, to protect my peace and to help others around me achieve their goals. Once I grasped all those concepts, it started to make much more sense to me. And I stopped defining myself by the amount of money I made or the amount of things that I had, and started to define myself by the things that money actually was allowing me to do for myself and for others. So if you're still in the money is everything mindset, please take a step back. Money is great and it is a very useful tool, but it's not the end all and be all. Once you see it as a tool, once you see it as a means to an end, you'll start using it in a much more productive way that actually benefits you instead of letting the money control you and make all the decisions in your life for you. No is the most powerful sentence you will ever say in your life. Okay, so this next one was probably the hardest one for me to learn. I am a people pleaser. I grew up in an environment where you want to make everyone around you as comfortable as possible. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this thought process. I took all of those lessons and everything that I learned from childhood of how I'm supposed to interact with people to work, to my romantic relationships, to all of my friendships, and to most of the people that I encountered in my life, even strangers, to the point where their well-being and their happiness became my priority and became more important to me than my own. I spent so much of my life saying yes to things that I didn't actually want to do, and to people I didn't really care about pleasing, and to work that didn't do anything for me at all. Saying yes because it feels like the right thing to do is never going to get you anywhere in your life except lonely and disheartened about your own goals, your own dreams, and who you really want to be and what you really want out of life. Trust me, I've been there. I've even thought I've gotten myself out of it several times and found myself right back into the thick of it and wondering why I'm doing this. So here's the thing that I wish I had figured out so much earlier in my life. No is enough. It's the most powerful word and sentence you will ever utter. It's not rude. It's not selfish. It's actually an act of self-care and self-respect. And you don't owe anyone an explanation as to why you're saying no, and you don't need any other words around that sentence in order to convey exactly what you want. When you say no, you're protecting your time. You're protecting your energy. You're protecting your mental health. And you're telling yourself that you matter. You don't need to justify it to anybody. And you definitely don't need to apologize for it. Just say no, leave it at that, and let the chips fall where they may. I used to feel so guilty when I said no. But over the years, I've learned that saying no is actually one of the kindest things that you can do for yourself as well as for others. Because you're not committing to something that you are not going to put 100% of yourself into. You can't pour from an empty cup. And if you're not taking the time to take care of yourself, if you're not taking the time to make sure that it's something you're really involved in, then you're never going to be able to give of yourself again. And you're going to constantly feel drained and stressed and tired. When you're overwhelmed, when you're not setting those boundaries, everyone around you suffers as well. And you end up being no use to anyone, including yourself. So yeah, I'm telling you right now from my personal experience of a lifetime of saying yes to people in various situations, learn to say no. It's a full sentence and it will save your sanity. Lesson 3. Time is an inexplicably precious commodity. Do not waste it. I think this lesson hit me the hardest. Honestly, I used to think that it was something I could always catch up on. There would always be some time in the future that I could do this with my child, that I can make this relationship work, that I could travel. Eventually, all of those pieces would fall into place at some point later in the future. The truth is, you can make more money. You can fix mistakes and you can rebuild things. But time, once it's gone, and that's it. When my sister died, it was very sudden and it was very unexpected, and she was extremely young and she had young children. And going through that entire process, I started to really realize that I might not actually have a tomorrow. We waste so much of our time on things that really don't matter. Scrolling through the social media, binge watching a Netflix series, staying in toxic relationships, staying at a job we hate, being busy just for the sake of being busy, or to trick ourselves into feeling as if we're actually being productive. I know this firsthand. I did this for so long, for most of my life, and I still find myself falling into these patterns every once in a while. You can't get stuck in the trap of thinking that you have time to do everything that's really important to you later. Working like crazy so that someday I can retire and enjoy my life. No, every single minute is precious. And every minute that we waste is a minute we're never going to get back again. I finally started treating time as if it was a currency, as if it was more important and urgent to have in my life as an abundance, more so than money, as if it was an investment in something that was really important, that I really wanted to get some kind of value and some kind of fulfillment out of. I started asking myself, how do I want to spend this investment? Is it on people who drain me? Is it on a job where no matter what I do, the boss is never going to be happy and always want more? Or is it something that I want to spend time on that really lights me up inside, that I'm passionate about, that I want to make sure brings value to my life and hopefully someone else's as well? Is it spending time with the people that truly matter? Is it creating memories that I might not remember one day when I'm in my late age and I'm sitting in an old age home and, if I even know my own name, but someone else is going to remember and remind me? And if I am lucky enough to have my memory at that point in my life, to look back and say, okay, I didn't do everything I wanted, but I did a lot. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I want to spend my time on building a life that I get value out of and the life I really want. I realized that time is the most precious commodity we are ever going to be given in our life. And if I keep wasting it, I'm going to look back and wonder where it all went someday. So those are the 3 most important life lessons that I wish I had learned much earlier in life. But I'm going to take what I can get. If you're younger than me, you figured this out already, fabulous. You are on a great path and you're going to have an amazing life. If you're at my age or older, just remember it's never too late to change the way you think about these things. And life is supposed to be a constant journey of growth and discovery and learning. And the sooner we can get out of our own way, the better our life is going to be. If any of this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments below so I can hear your thoughts. I really appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And stay safe. All the best to you.